Good evening, happy Monday. Welcome to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you're having a great one. We're going to try our best to make it even better for you. Tonight, we are breaking down all the hot topics everyone's talking about. We discussed the latest in the Diddy trial, Trump's thought on a possible Diddy pardon, and then Kobe Bryant's widow, Vanessa Bryant, speaks out on pregnancy rumors. Plus, Broadway legend Patti LuPone apologizes, and Real Housewives of Atlanta's Dwight Ebanks speaks out on a recent cancer diagnosis. All that and much more. We remind you all over Facebook, Blue Sky, X, and of course our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Please subscribe. We appreciate you. Now, this month is Black Music Appreciation Month, which is an annual celebration of African American music in the United States. It was initiated as Black Music Month by President Jimmy Carter, who on June 7th, 1979, decreed that June would be the month of Black music. After the announcement by Carter, the bill finally passed in the year 2000, when activist Diana Williams, 10 years of effort persuade Congress. It's also Pride Month, sometimes specified as LGBTQ Pride Month. It is a month-long observance dedicated to the celebration of the LGBT community. All right. Family, how y'all doing? Y'all doing good?
Doing all right.
Yes.
Can I just shout out my friend, Miss Deanna Williams?
Yes.
And one more, I don't mean to bogart, but I just want to say our girl, Lanier Love, looked like a ray of sunshine at her book signing this weekend. She had
Aw.
such a great turnout that it surprised her. You know, she boo-hooed all over the place. It turned out really great for her. I was so happy for her. It was good.
Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that, Lanier.
Mhm.
Congrats.
Yes.
And she made the dean's list. She made the dean's list.
Oh, that's even. This is her season, ain't it?
Isn't it?
This is her season. Our question of the day is: what is more important in a potential partner, their finances or the way they treat you? I'll start with you, Brittany.
Oh, that's hard. Okay, so when I was reading it, I was thinking about it in the car. Both matter, but the way you treat me is more important. But both matter. Because I don't want nobody, I don't want a bum.
Mm-hmm.
So both matter.
Yeah.
Okay. But the way you treat me. And I don't want nobody like, Cash Doll said, chalant me. I don't want nobody like too cool for school. Like like me, like it's all or nothing. Like me, like I like you, but I gotta like you too. Don't like me and I don't like you, because then that's too much.
Right.
So you gotta know how to like finesse your way in, and then treat me nice, like flowers, dates. Don't be no crazy person popping up, but like, yeah, be nice to me, but you need money too. Okay, so there we go.
I came across this question because we're talking about even like the initial question was about like for marriage, because if a person has financial issues or debt, they can come after the spouse, so that's why but I open up the partner in case you're just dating, like you're, getting to know each other, what's more important. But Chike, what about you? What's more important, the finances or the way they treat you?
Although finances are important, what's muy importante is how you treat me.
Mhm.
Because, and I'm sorry, I always got to get a little spiritual. If you treat people well and you have a good heart, good fortune will come your way, no matter what. So the money's going to come. If you're coming from the right place, you can't go wrong. And I won't have to act adversely when you treat me bad.
Right.
Because treating me bad is not a good move. You might not have no money if you treat me bad. So don't treat me bad. Treat me good. Because that's what's important, right?
Exactly.
Can you build anything substantial just off of the money? And I know that there are some people out there that would say yes, but I'm old school, so no.
Yeah.
Nothing solid can be built just on money.
Yeah.
And who wants to be in a big house lonely? Like they be saying the question, you want to cry in a Bentley or be happy in a Honda, whatever, however you say it. I don't know how you say it, but no, I
But
want to
Brittany,
be happy in a Bentley too.
Those are the people that think that money can buy them happiness.
Right.
Yeah, no, like I don't want to be no big house lonely. That's my biggest thing. That's my love language. Quality time. Make time for me. I want to sit next to you doing nothing. Like I love quality time.
Facts. I know some people with a whole lot of money that are running around the world looking for something that they cannot find.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I saw a recent interview with Will Smith on the Hard Knocks on TikTok. I think it comes on YouTube too, and he said that as accrue more money can also lead to depression. If you get so much money and so much access. But yeah, I agree with you all in the way you make me feel, treat the way you treat me. I think
Yep.
that's very important. But let us know how you feel on X or Blue Sky. What's more important to you and a potential partner, finances, or the way they treat you? All right. So this Diddy trial. So Diddy's former assistant, who goes by the name of Meelah, uh, took to the stand in Manhattan today and dropped yet another jaw-dropping revelation during the third day of testimony in the ongoing sex abuse trial against Sean Diddy Combs. She told the jury that back in January 2019, just weeks after the sudden death of Kim Porter, Diddy's long-term partner and mother of his 3 children, that she had a nightmare. But this wasn't just any dream. She was trapped inside an elevator with R. Kelly, and it was Diddy who came to the rescue. This dream, she said, came right after the Surviving R. Kelly aired. That's the docuseries that blew the lid off of years of abuse claims surrounding the disgraced R&B star. So when Mia reached out to Diddy in real life to share the nightmare, it wasn't just about bad dreams, it was symbolic. On the stand, Mia admitted that she once viewed Diddy as a protector. Yes, even after she alleges he physically and sexually abused her multiple times while she worked for him. Now, during cross-examination, Diddy's defense attorney, Bryant, still came hard with questions. He wanted to know why Mia would keep texting a man she now claims abused her. Why send condolences after Kim's death? Why reach out at all? Mia's response was gut-wrenching and she said she felt brainwashed. She explained how working in Diddy's world made her lose touch with reality. Nobody around her seemed to think what was happening was wrong. The silence, it made her question her own truth. She said, I blamed myself. I felt ashamed. Now, Mia painted a picture of an emotional confusion and manipulation, what many abused work environments describe as trauma bonding. One day she felt protected, the next she felt violated. Now, Mia's claims weren't just about what happened while she was employed. The defense drilled down on her continued connection with Diddy even after she quit. Still leaned in on text messages, memories, and personal outreach, including the R. Kelly Dream confession. He seemed to suggest that if Mia feared Diddy, why would she stay in touch? But Mia shut it down. She told the courtroom her trauma didn't vanish the day she walked away. In fact, it got messier. Healing was and it still is a process. The emotional ties didn't dissolve overnight, even though the job ended. She repeated that she was caught in a pattern of emotional highs and lows, saying, that's how I got stuck. Now, it's important to know that the timing, Mia's dream came around the same time again of the Surviving R. Kelly series, dominated the headlines, exposing R. Kelly's decades-long abuse allegations. For Mia, dreaming of being stuck in the elevator with someone like R. Kelly and then being rescued by Diddy was more than random. It was layered. It was reflected the duality of how she saw Diddy, a man who helped her and a man who hurt her. So I mentioned that Sunny Hostin from The View said that she had gone in her testimony from Cassie, and she said that she could tell Cassie was very, you could tell that her testimony seemed very accurate, but she wasn't sure that when it being cross-examined that the jury bought it, because why would you keep going back to someone who abused you? And she said it almost needs someone to come in, an expert, to talk about trauma bonding. And it seems like that's what Mia brought up today in court. Chike, when you hear her testimony, can you see why people will be confused? Can you see her side of it? What are your thoughts on all of it?
Full disclosure, I have not been tuning in or checking in about anything about this trial unless they mention that a certain person's name was on a plane and went to a certain island, and that would be the thing that we could use to get them out of the place that they're in that we don't want them to
Right.
be in. That's the only thing I'm looking for.
Right.
However, multiple things can be true at the same time, right? Trauma bonding is real. And I also believe that there's blood in the water and the sharks are feeding. So both of those things are true at the same time. I'm not the judge. I'm not passing any judgment. I'm not one of the jurors. I'm not passing any judgment. I wasn't in that lady's life. I don't know what happened to her. Can't speak to it.
Yeah.
But there's multiple ways of looking at it and seeing it. They're in court, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
And Brittany, I was watching CBS Evening News, and they were saying that they have Jerika Duncan. She's at every court case, and she said that the prosecutors noted, Diddy's prosecutors noted that our defense team noted that she didn't file suit until after it was going, everything was being investigated, and she testified to the authorities. That's when she filed last year. But again, she was keeping in touch, following up. She had posted something about his birthday prior to that, like 12 days before she filed suit. What are your thoughts? Because I know, I think what I've seen a lot online is a lot of people are feeling like they're really beating up these women, especially like Cassie, and in a sense forgiving Diddy. What do you think?
For me, I don't think anybody forgiving him. Like I can what Chike was saying, two things can be true, right?
Mm.
He can be a ain't shit nigga. Like he could be a bad guy, he could be toxic, he could be a narcissist, he could be a manipulator, he could be everything typical to what you say about who you don't want to spend your life with or who you don't want to attach yourself to. I
Right.
think also in this generation we lack accountability. And I think that these women I think sometimes women can get into a habit of, oh, this bad thing happened to me without looking at the fact that we tolerated behavior or
Mm.
we allowed behavior and in a sense communicated that it was okay for you to treat us like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that sometimes as women, men are gonna be men, boys be boys, a man gonna treat you how you allow him to be treated. And if you cannot have that lifestyle without him, and it comes down to your dignity or that lifestyle, then you have to kind of be like accountable for the fact that you was like, it meant that much to me that I sold my soul to the devil.
Mm.
And I think like I just see less and less accountability in this generation. And that's disheartening for me. Like I think two things can be true. I think he can be wrong as hell and a bad person. But
Yeah.
I also think that too often people sell their souls for a little bit of cash, a little bit of a lifestyle, a little bit of fame, notoriety, Instagram, whatever, and then want to cry wolf when you got raped, turned out, put on drugs, all kind of stuff. And it's like, yes, but you saw the flags and you still kept going. You know what I'm saying? If you drink and drive, you got behind the car drinking and then crying about you crash. Like
Mm-hmm.
two things can be true. And I'm disappointed in the younger generation. I don't feel like they had like no accountability at all.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
And there's also another part too, Stephen. We have to keep in mind that this man was super or is super rich and has access to anything and
Yeah.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very seductive to someone who has a desire to be in that space.
Yeah.
We may look at it from the perspective of our relationships, which are very grounded and on the ground. But unless you've ever been in the space of a superstar,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what that world is like. It's very, very seductive.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's why they say that it's better for people to know who you are before you go across that velvet rope into
Yeah.
that fame part. Janet did a whole album about the velvet rope, what's on the other side. And if you don't know who you are, you can be seduced by whatever is over there because it's greater than anything that you've ever experienced before in your life. It's going to be very seductive. So I can see why people would put themselves under some type of malevolence to be in a space where they think they're going to benefit from or get fruit from for the sake of,
Yeah.
especially when you don't know yourself.
Right. Bill Maher, he says that the new Me Too rule should be that women should leave their abuser after the first offense. Tell the police right away. Don't wait a decade, and don't keep effing them.
It's
But see,
hard to
here's the
do.
thing. I'm sorry, Brittany,
It
but
is.
I'm
It's hard to
sorry.
do. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Some people don't know they're being abused.
That's true too. And I mean, shit, it matters of the heart are hard. It's hard to leave a man when you love him, especially if you have kids by him or get pregnant by him. Good luck. When you want the relationship to work, good luck. When you didn't introduce him to your family, when you didn't moved out your house and move into his house, you know, it'd be hard to do. You know what I'm saying? But when you do, and women go through that often. Like, what if I leave and he treat another woman right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't did all this work. I didn't saw him through this, and then he gonna go and he gonna get married to her. Like, women go
Right,
through that,
right.
Yeah. You hear
but
that all the
it's
time.
just
And it's
we
also
saw
about
the flags before we got there, and we
right.
still rode the ride. And
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
part for women that I wish we would take more accountability on. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't do right by the other two baby mamas with 4 kids, 5 different women, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then what makes you think you gonna walk in and he gonna treat you like
What
you
makes you
paved the
special?
streets in gold? You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then
And
when the first time you know, that you saw a little bit of temper rising up, that should have been your thing to leave. But a lot of times we see them flags and we just ride the ride and we think it's a
yeah.
circus.
Yeah.
And I want to give those judgmental people some perspective, right? Because we can look at this situation this way. Say that there was a prostitute who had the pimp who was abusing her, and she has desires in her heart to leave, but he has her hooked on drugs, right?
Yep.
She's thinking, I love him. He gives me everything because her focus is the drugs. He gives me everything, but she gets her ass whooped every night and then
Right.
put on the block. But he gives her everything. That's her point of view. That's
Right.
their world. That's what's happening in their world, in their situation. And we're from the outside looking in, but like that whole situation is bad. So I'm just wanting to illustrate how sometimes people can get into a bubble of seclusion and not really see it for the big picture in which it is because they're being oppressed.
And sometimes it's hard to see it when you're in it.
Yeah.
From the outside in, people say, "Why are you with that person? Why?" But when you're in it, sometimes you kind of normalize it for yourself.
And it's only when you take a breath out
Yeah.
and someone else helps you see where you just came from.
Yeah.
Only then will you wake up to realize, oh, I was in a messed up situation.
Right.
And I completely agree, but I don't think it's solely on one person or the other person. It takes two to be in a relationship.
Right.
That's my point. Like, I can acknowledge my past relationship and say my past relationship was not healthy because he was not a good man. But then I can also say, but the flags were there.
Yeah.
People tried
Mm-hmm.
to stop me. And I still was like, oh, y'all tripping. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Like, that sex good or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it was that kept you going. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It happens all the time. It's
Yeah.
just one person is not in this whole relationship completely innocent. That's my point.
I agree. I agree. Well, President Trump, he spoke during a press conference with the reporter Peter Dosey regarding whether he would issue a pardon to Diddy. He said, first of all, I look at what's happening. I haven't been watching it too closely. He said that he and Combs hadn't spoken in years. And he also mentioned that Combs used to really like him, but when he got into politics, he remember hearing him say something negative about him, but he said that wouldn't sway his decision either way because he thinks if anyone's treated unfairly, he needs to step in. But he said he would have to review the facts. So it seems like he could be open to it, and yet
Yeah, he's going to use that to bargain for the black vote.
exactly that's exactly what I was
And
thinking.
some fools out there will fall for it.
Yeah, yeah. Brittany, we think of him considering it.
Baby, we love a good storyline, don't we? I don't know. God, I'm trying to make it in America these next 4 years. I don't know what y'all want me to say. Diddy gonna want to pardon? Did y'all see the New Orleans escapee inmate begging Trump for a pardon? Like, Trump, right before he gonna be like, give me a third term. I let all the blacks in jail
Right.
free. We be like, we didn't want no murderers out. Hold on now. Leave.
They said Joe Exotic is livid that he pardoned Christy. What's his name? That reality star.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Got
the Tracy. Yeah, but we love that show, that reality show. I don't know what y'all want me. Go ahead, Trump. I don't know what y'all want me to say.
Well, super random and bizarre rumors started flooding around the internet the past week, claiming that Vanessa Bryant, the 43-year-old widow of NBA legend Kobe Bryant, is pregnant again. Blurry, unverified photos hit social media streets, and the next thing you know, folks on TikTok were playing detective, claiming that she was hiding a baby bump. Some users even pushed wild theories that she was allegedly expecting a child with another basketball player. For a long time, fans who followed her journey, it felt way off base. Vanessa was clearly been focused on her healing, her daughters, and preserving her husband's legacy ever since the tragic helicopter crash in 2020 that took the lives of Kobe and their 13-year-old daughter, Gianni Bryant. Now, Vanessa is not one to go back and forth with trolls online, but this time she simply shut down the gossip. She posted a picture, a meme of Rihanna, and that said, "Need protecting my peace, not pregnant, having fun all summer." But it was interesting. I didn't even hear this story till I first saw people arguing about it on TikTok, and someone said, "Well, did you think she could be single forever?" Um, if she was pregnant, which seems like she's not, would that be wrong, Brittany?
I don't think it'd be wrong. Like morally, I'm confused. Like she can't have no babies after
Right,
Kobe.
right.
Well, I mean, she was trying to divorce him. He kept cheating on her. Like, you know, she was trying to move on at one point in her life. So I mean, I wouldn't go and be. I think the issue is that she might still be working through her grief. And that's why she's so triggered by this. You don't know what stage of grief she might be in. And I think that's more triggering than anything. I don't think that, I don't think it's wrong. I don't know. I don't think it's wrong.
Yeah. Chick, I saw one woman in the TikTok discussion. It said it's been 4 years since Kobe died. If it would have been a man, he would have been has one pregnant in 4 months. Um,
Facts.
what are your thoughts on her? Obviously, she's saying that she's not pregnant based on this meme, but what are your thoughts on all this?
I'm mad that she dignified them with an answer. Ain't none of their business if she is pregnant or not. She's a widow. She's single, and she can move on with her life.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, people do know it's offensive to put that on people, right? Like, if you see me and I'm like a little bloated, don't ask me if I'm pregnant ever in life.
Yeah.
And just act like you don't see my stomach.
I had a friend in high school. We had a new teacher. She was new to the school, and she was introducing herself to the class, science teacher, and she had a picture of her kids on the, a picture of kids on the chalkboard that she had posted, and we were trying to determine if she was pregnant because she had it looked like she could have been, but no one was gonna ask her. And this one girl said, "I'm gonna ask." And so when she was talking about her kids, she said, "Well, what are you having now? I'm not pregnant. Those are my kids." And that girl struggled the whole rest of the semester. Never ask a woman if she's pregnant. Never ask that.
Like, these people don't have class. Like, don't do that. They got writing all under the photos and stuff. Like, boy, oh boy.
Well, listen, when we come back, Broadway legend Patti LuPone apologizes, and Real Housewives of Atlanta's Dwayne Ebanks speaks out on recent cancer diagnosis. Much more after the break.